When Chuck Coleman heard someone messing with his mail slot
Right here,
he quickly realized
in the slot, just kind of hanging out.
it wasn't the Postal Service. Instead, his home security camera showed an unidentified man stealing a small package from his porch.
So I saw this guy running off and I thought, whoa.
The suspected thief was quick, but not fast enough.
Yes.
The spry 71-year-old caught him at a bus stop just down the street.
And he was gonna get on a bus. And so I grabbed him and I told him, I said, you know, I'm gonna hold you for police. And so I called 911 and I was on hold. And I was on hold, and I was on hold. And I finally, the bus came, and then the guy was like, you know, going to get on the bus. And I thought, well, should I hold him or not? You know.
Coleman had been on hold with 911 for almost 3 minutes before finally giving up and letting the bad guy go.
I have to wonder how many people pick up the phone, dial 911, and then they get put on hold, and they sit there and they wait, and they finally hang up.
A KGW investigation found that Portland's Bureau of Emergency Communication, or BOEC, doesn't answer 911 calls fast enough, consistently failing to meet the national standard of answering 90% of all 911 calls within 15 seconds. In June, the average 911 caller in Portland waited 63 seconds to report an emergency. That could be a fire, a crime in progress, or a medical emergency waiting on hold for more than a minute.
Please do not hang up. This is the 911 emergency line. An operator will be with you as soon as possible.
How is this acceptable?
It's not. Absolutely not.
Bob Kazi is the director of BOEC, the state's largest 911 dispatch center.
I think it's important when you call 911 on the worst day of your life that you're able to get someone right away.
The issue, Kazi explained, is that dispatchers have been inundated with an extremely high number of 911 calls. In June, emergency dispatchers in Portland took more than 46,000 911 calls, a 21% increase from the same period last year. And that doesn't include non-emergency calls, which dispatchers must also handle after clearing all 911 emergencies.
The problem is when we're let's say we have a 911 call, we've just hung up with it, there's a non-emergency call in the queue, that pops into the call taker's ear right away, okay? So they start answering that non-emergency line. Then 911 comes in, that call taker has to wrap up that call in order to get to the 911 call.
This delayed response is both frustrating and potentially dangerous for callers, explained Coleman, who's also a paramedic.
You know, if you're somebody's being attacked, and you call 911 and you're put on hold for 3 minutes, that can make the difference between life and death.
So what's being done to improve call performance? BOEC recently received additional funding to recruit, hire, and train more dispatchers by next year, growing from 118 positions to 131.
So that's a significant boost for us.
And are you able to fill those?
We're doing our best, yeah.
During the busy summer months, BOEC is moving some trainees and instructors into call-taking positions, which means more people answering the phone. And looking longer term, the agency hopes a new citywide 311 system will reduce call volume by directing non-emergency calls currently answered by BOEC to 311.
Is there anything else? Because based on what you've told me, I'm having a tough time seeing any significant measures that would bring you up to the national standards.
Yeah, that won't bring us to the national standard. We have just doing that won't bring us to the national standard.
Which means, for now, if the high call volume continues, it's very likely that if you dial 911 for an emergency in Portland, instead of this,
911, what is the address of your emergency?
You'll be getting this.
Please do not hang up.
And have to wait on hold.
A call taker will be with you as soon as possible.
Let's talk to Kyle for 1 second. Kyle, the uptick in calls, we've been reporting about this uptick in crime. Is that the correlation? Is it that simple?
Really a number of factors. Yes, increase in crime, that means more calls, longer duration of those calls that dispatchers must deal with. But a number of factors as well. Cell phones, that's really changed the game. Now you've got people witnessing crashes, they're calling in, sometimes 10 calls after seeing the same crash. Dispatchers most work through those. Also, you've got those frivolous calls. We've all heard about those. Those are troublesome. And then finally, some people just get frustrated and they hang up.
Right.
Here's the problem with that. Those dispatchers, they've got to go back and call those people back. That takes time to make sure everybody's okay.
Makes sense. Kyle, thank you.